My name is Moon Petrie, and this is just a super quick update because I did something that I haven't heard of anybody else doing in their querying process. I can't imagine that it is a totally new thing that no one has done before, but I haven't found anybody talking about it. So when I was in the later stages of the revision process with this book, I realized that my working title didn't sound obviously like a fantasy. It sounded like a contemporary, honestly. Accidental pun. The title was With Honesty, and it fits the book perfectly, and it is obvious from the query that it fits the book perfectly, but just hearing the title, it doesn't sound like a fantasy. So I changed the name to The Deathmaker's Child, which sounds like a fantasy, but I was starting to feel like it was a little over the top and, dare I say, cheesy. So I decided with my latest batch of queries to change the title I was querying it under back to With Honesty. So that is what I did. In my last batch of queries I sent out not very many days ago, all went out with the title With Honesty. And some of them were queries that the agent just asked for the query itself and no pages. And some of them, the agent also asked for some amount of pages. So when I got my first ever full request, I don't know if that was because the title was better or because this was an agent who did not ask for anything but the query. And I had already been thinking the query is definitely better than my first chapter. And it should be. Your query is supposed to be, the best thing you can do. But I definitely have gotten feedback of the query caught my interest, but I ended up not being as taken with it as I'd hoped, kind of thing. So I don't know. And also this is a data point. This is not a scientific study. So I shouldn't be trying to infer too much from it. Anyway, I sent it off and the agent said, if you don't hear back from me within the month, give me a nudge. And I heard back this morning, already rejected. So this is not a wild success story, but it is a milestone for me. So I am happy about it. At this point, I have gotten 2 form rejections on the queries that had this title, so I am gonna wait and see if I get any more, or if some of these agents I just won't hear back from at all. I'm still getting rejections rolling in from previous queries where it had the other title, so we'll see. I'm still in the process. I am keeping a positive attitude, and I very much had the mindset of this was just going to be a milestone, just a moment of checking off a thing that hadn't happened to me before. I got a full request, I got a rejection on the full, and all of these things are just steps forward. There was a tiny bit of feedback that my writing is technically good, but they felt that it was a little rough in the transitions, motivations, and dialogue, and this is all very subjective and just my opinion, kind of, etc. And keep writing, it gets better, which is nice and encouraging. And I was already feeling like my more recent books are better than the book that I'm currently querying. So I feel like I'm on track, already doing what the agent was saying. And so I am okay with this. Until next time, I am Moon Petrie, and whatever points in the journey you are hitting, they're milestones, not ending.